Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here to talk about my carnivore journey for a little bit. Today is June 25, 2026. I am 9.5 years carnivore, and it has been quite a journey. I, for the longest time, felt like I'm not really qualified to talk about this, but I said 9.5 years. When I learned about this, it was through Kelly Hogan, and at the time she was like 7 years, and I thought she was a pro at this, and so I'm considering myself a pro also now. What I have learned is that no matter how long you are carnivore, things are going to always change. You're going to learn different things. I still think there's a certain way to start, and then as time goes by, you can make some changes. I would never suggest that somebody does what I have done over the years, like at the beginning, So I thought, now that I have a lot of time and now that I have made a lot of changes along the way, I would just like to start with the basics for a lot of you. And, maybe you'll jump on board. It saved my life. I'm still carnivore. I still love it. Did I have some rough patches? You bet I did. And I will be talking about that over the next few months until I hit my 10-year anniversary in November. I don't remember. It's mid-November, I think. So let me just get started with the very basics. What I consider carnivore food and what I consider non-optimal carnivore food according to how it affects me. And then, of course, all the other stuff that you're not supposed to have. I do want to tell you that if you say to yourself, oh, I could never do that, stop right there. Don't bother watching. I'm tough on that. If you're not there mentally, like screaming that you want help, it's not going to be for you. You might say, oh, I'm just going to listen. I want to pay attention. Maybe later. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time by coming to me and saying, oh, I don't think I could ever do that. No, I'm going to tell you, you can or you can't. Make your choice. Go away or stay, right? And it sounds mean. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be exactly who you are right now. I'm going to give you permission to do that. You have the right to be in pain all over your body. You have the right to have really bad skin. That affects a lot of people, the standard American diet, and so many are cured by going carnivore. You can stay feeling guilty all the time because you start every day saying, I'm going to do good today, and then all of a sudden you give into cravings and you want to beat yourself up and you feel like shit and you have a lot of guilt. It's okay to live that way. Nobody's telling you you have to change that. It's okay to bring junk into the family and feed your family that same junk. Even though you think, probably shouldn't be doing this, go ahead and do it. It was okay for you to do it to yourself. It's okay for you to do that to your kids. Give yourself permission to say, I know I'm doing this probably not in the healthiest way for my family, but I'm not ready to change, so they're just going to have to live with it. And tell your family that too. I used to tell people if you were trying to quit drinking and you can't and you just didn't believe that you had a problem, that's okay. Tell your family, I prefer to drink than not. And if it takes away from me being your mother or your father, your sister, your brother, you're just going to have to live with it because I'm not ready to make changes. Give yourself permission. There's no law saying that you have to be sober. There's no law that says you have to be carnivore. No law about that at all. Or that you have to try to make the best choices. No, live your life. Live your life. I give you full permission. Then if there's a time that you'd rather be dead than live that way, that's when you come back. Talk to me. That's when you come back, because that's where I was. Okay, so that's out of the way. Carnivore, all meat, fish, any kind of meat, anything that was alive, that's what I try to say. It had eyes. Does everything have eyes? Yes, everything has eyes. That is carnivore. So all the meat and all the parts of the meat, like, the gizzards, heart, anything that comes from an animal, body-wise, and even like comes out of an animal, like eggs, That's all carnivore. Salt is good. It's necessary to some degree. I don't study it much because I know that we should be probably having some salt because I hear enough about it. I don't care to dig into it. Most have fancy salt. All I use is regular, great value salt, and the thing where the flap goes this way instead of this way and it spills all over the counter. But I do use iodized salt. Dairy is carnivore as long as you're buying real stuff. Look at the ingredients. Sour cream, you can buy Daisy. It's like 2 ingredients. There's nothing else added. I will talk about dairy again when I get to the not optimal for me. Cheese, as long as it's real cheese. You don't want anything individually wrapped. That's not cheese. I don't even think there's dairy of any kind in that. It's all made up shit. Always look at the ingredients. Some say, the harder the cheese, the better, So, and then when I went to, did I say sour cream yet? Yes, I talked about that. Like cottage cheese too. You can have those. Anything that's got just like carnivore ingredients. Some of them will have something added. That falls into the not optimal for me. But again, we'll get to that. Pork skins, as long as they're plain, they are carnivore. The other ones, they're less than not optimal for me. We'll get to that. Plain pork skins, that's great. And they go great with sour cream. I have a little bit of an issue with that. But I do it when I want to because I'm so, into this for so long that I know what I'm doing, and it's my choice if I want to do it. If I want to buy 3 bags of pork skins and a big thing of sour cream and eat that over Survivor finale, I would not eat that much. But yeah, I allow myself to do that even though it's not optimal for me. Because I know it's going to be me doing it and I'm over and done. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going right back to like my beef patties, things like that. Okay, not optimal for me. We're up to that point. Processed meat, like anything that's, raw and ground into a mix, like sausage, things like that. Or if you were to buy ready-made meatballs, meatballs, that doesn't even, I'm not even considering that not optimal. I'm considering that not carnivore because there's usually quite a bit of filler, bread, crackers, whatever that's in there. But a lot of people do great with breakfast sausage, things like that. I have learned because I've been doing a clean carnivore a couple of weeks, and I had 1 sausage patty, breakfast sausage, the little round ones. Because I was so clean for a while, meaning I didn't have any, I had only optimal carnivore. And then I had that 1 little patty, gave me a headache. I got congested instantly. Made me feel sick to my stomach. So I said, because I was pure carnivore, I was able to see how that sausage patty affected me. And so now I'm just not eating them. Joe gave me one today. He goes, I didn't eat this one. You want it? And I said, no, you'll have it again tomorrow. I'll eat it up for you. I'm not eating those anymore. Sandwich meat. Now, in a pinch, sometimes if I'm really hungry before I go to bed and I don't want to cook, sometimes, or if I even have cheese, I'll make a roll, sandwich meat and cheese, eat that. Not optimal for me, but it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't affect me too bad. So sometimes I'll do something like that. Spices are not optimal at all. And here's why. All the things that we hear about people, like my newest one is 1/8 of a teaspoon of clove to help inflammation. I'm big on wanting to decrease inflammation. 1/8 of a teaspoonful. They're like sprinkle it in your coffee or sprinkle it on your food. Sprinkle it 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm putting that in my fucking mouth and just, swallowing that. That's nothing. So it's nothing, right? Just a little tiny, tiny pinch of something. Same goes if it's bad for you. Like a pinch of sugar. Right? Some people say, oh, there's only a little bit of sugar in this, and I'm not going to eat much of it. It's going to do the damage that sugar does, just like the clove will do good things, just a tiny little bit, that it's supposed to do, supposedly, allegedly. I haven't tested clove yet, but I will be. So remember that little tiny bit that you did that you think won't hurt can destroy everything you did that day. It really can. Eggs are not optimal for me. I will be experimenting with just yolks because I've never done that. And when I was really into the eggs, they were like sky high price, but now they're low again. Right now, I'm in an experiment, so I'm not going to add eggs right now. But in July, after I'm done this half of June experiment, I'll tell you about that at the end, I will be buying eggs, but I'm going to give myself maybe a week, to eat what I feel like eating. And I will be doing eggs with, I'd love to do just yolks, but I might put a couple of whites in. I don't know. But you have to follow me on Facebook because I'm documenting all of this on Facebook on my profile. I have the link to my Facebook in the description. Go follow me. You could friend me if there are spaces left, but I'm maxed out at 5,000. We're not allowed to have more than 5,000 friends. But it drops every now and then. There might be 3 or 4 spaces. You can friend me. If you can't friend me, then follow me because I'm going to be doing experiments all the way through until my 10-year, and then hopefully I'll continue. Not always big experiments, but I'll keep you up to date on what I'm doing. Dairy is a big no for me. A big no. I don't do well with dairy at all. But like I said, I will do it, knowing that I will gain weight, knowing that I will get inflammation, I will most likely be congested, and it's my choice because I'm not at that desperate stage that I was when I first started. I'm just not. Do I get upset with myself sometimes? Yes, I do. And then do I say, wait a minute, it can't be just the dairy doing this. Why isn't carnivore working for me anymore? And I have to remind myself, it's not working because you're doing a lot of fucking dairy, girl. So get off that. And dairy does cause cravings. I don't like it. I don't like that. It's those cravings that get you every time. Again, more on all of this as the rest of the year goes by. Pork skins, although they are carnivore, the plain ones, I find that I really like them a lot, and I'll eat way too many of them, especially if I have sour cream. I don't like them as much without sour cream. Now, I do like seasoned pork skins, but I will not buy any in the stores because a lot of them have MSG, just a bunch of crap. What I do is I have my own cayenne pepper, and I take them out of the bag and I put them in like those big containers that you can get cheese balls or whatever. I have a container like that, and I put my pork skins in there, and I sprinkle some cayenne, and I shake that. I also have some seasoning that I can get at Dollar Tree. Cilantro lime. I love that stuff. I read the ingredients. There's no sugar, nothing like that. It's just regular spices mixed. And I'll put a little bit of those if I feel like it. Shake that. I will actually add extra salt and shake that. So if I want flavored ones, that's how I do it. I flavor them myself. Then I'm not getting all those artificial things that you get in the bags of pork skin. And then my sour cream, if I feel like having it dip flavor, I like to add a little bit of Tabasco, and I mix that in. Cayenne, I'll mix that in. Again, this is all non-optimal. Seasonings, I don't consider them, they're not carnivore at all to me. To me, seasonings are not. But I allow it because it's not like I'm eating that as food. But again, didn't we just talk about just a pinch of something can affect you? So you have to see how you go. And it's not good. When I do it, I'm always like, my pants are starting to get tight, stuff like that. When I'm doing the carnivore, not optimal things like pork skins and cheese and all that, that's a no-go for me. I'm not going to be successful in my journey. But I also, say, okay, this is my life, and I'm going to do that for a little while, and then I'll get off it again because I can. I wouldn't be able to do that with alcohol. I don't know. I've been sober for so long. Maybe I could have a little bit to drink, but not really, right? That wouldn't be smart. So I do have to be careful with dairy and stuff. And it's not like I'm doing that months at a time. You know what I mean? I feel guilty when I do that during the Survivor finale. My sour cream, my pork skins. Not carnivore is anything else. Anything else. And I do feel guilty about having the spices. I'm going to actually, I haven't now for the past couple of weeks. I haven't had any spices, seasonings, anything like that. And the more you practice that, the more you can get away from it. It's like, why? Why bother? Why do that to myself? Why? Because sometimes very old habits are hard to get past. You know, sometimes we just fall into our old habits, even after all these years of carnivore. So not carnivore, like I said, is everything else. And sweeteners. Sweeteners are a big no-no because it brings back cravings. I don't care what kind of sweetener. I don't care if you tell me, oh, but I use honey. And some people think honey is carnivore because it comes from bees. I don't care if it would be carnivore. It's sweet. You don't want that. No sweeteners. I do, once in a blue moon, have a gulp of one of Joe's diet sodas. And it's like, wow, that's so good, but how can people drink this? It's so bad for you. Everything that's in this is so bad. So all I drink is water and bubbly. Any kind of seltzer. And I actually want to switch now to just plain seltzer. Some also are club soda. That's what we used to call it most of the time, but it's plain. There's nothing. It's just bubbly water. And I thought I would try a little dab of maybe a different flavor that I would like, because I don't know what goes in those cans. Yeah, so I'm just going to play with things like that. I can do just, and I don't like, and I do at the bars, I'll have a piece of lemon or a piece of lime. I need to switch that up. Just have plain seltzer, and at the bars it's probably going to be considered club soda. And then if I wanted some kind of a flavor, I would even rather just put a drop of like extract or something. I don't know. Yeah, so, you know, stay away from anything sweet. And if you are like, there's no way I could do that. It's so restricting. I could never, never, never live without my, one woman, she goes, I don't care, I'll be carnivore forever, but I'm always having my peanut butter at night. And I was like, Ann, you don't know the damage you're doing by doing that. Not only to your body, but to your mind, your mentality, thinking that you somehow deserve that. When people say, oh my God, you know, I tried, I did a few hamburgers and I need all those other things. I can't give those things up. My thing was, I can't believe I'm getting permission to eat just fucking meat. I can give up everything else. I wanted to give up everything else because I knew something out of all those things was causing me to continue having cravings. And that would have been for the rest of my life. And I wanted to die. I wanted to die. I did not want to live craving food like that. It was awful. It was enough that I had to beat booze. Now I had food, and I was like, I would be so nice if I could eat just one thing. And some people do that, not saying every day I'm going to eat just pizza and just a sub from Subway. You know, not that, but there are some people that will be like, okay, I'm going to, you know, have chicken, and I'm going to have eggs, and I'm going to have, you know, something that's not carnivore. They're not carnivore. They just want to limit what they're eating so it's easy. One woman, it was sauerkraut. She was going to have sauerkraut. And it was like, pick 5 things and go a month of eating just those 5 things. You know, see how you like it. But, you know, I would rather stick to carnivore because I know that the other things, they just don't work for me. I'm jumping back in. I've already edited a bunch, but I never got to the point where I told you my experiment, my current experiment. I got fed up with, you know, having to do a lot of shopping and the prices of steak and things like that. So I went back to my favorite thing ever is just buying the boxes of ground beef patties and living off those. I think I started that maybe 2 months ago or a little bit before that. So it was basically ground beef patties, sometimes just that during the day, any day. But then if I wanted chicken or whatever, I was just adding what I wanted. But I was really trying to stick to ground beef for the most part because it's so satisfying and I love it and it's so easy. But I would have meat on the side. Like I said, some chicken, some pork, whatever. Then after a bit, when I was starting to talk more about carnivore on my Facebook, I decided I wanted to experiment with no dairy at all, none, no milk at all. So I haven't had any milk even in my coffee. I've only had a couple of coffees in the past few weeks. And I even clarified butter to get the milk solids out of that as much as I could. So since June 15, this is 2026, I have been eating just ground beef patties. What did I say? Oh, and my clarified butter. And then I added 1 can of sardines. Sardines are supposed to be really good for inflammation. They do satisfy my appetite. I mean, I can get like, ugh, I don't want to eat anything else. So that's what I've been doing. And the clarified butter, oh my God, it is not like eating my lovely butter that I can't wait to get back to, because I don't really feel any difference with the inflammation. So I'm not probably going to stick to clarified, although I might make some and always have some for those times that I might be hungry. And even though it grosses me out because it's so rich, it does kill the appetite. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing on Facebook right now. I was doing daily updates. I missed the past couple because I've been so busy. So I might do like a every 3-day update until the end. And then in July, I told Joe, July 1st, we're having some rotisserie chicken. But I'm still going to be doing my ground beef patties. I want that to be like my main food, my main go-to, probably through the end of the year. And then if you guys want to know what I eat every single day, I wouldn't mind sharing that. But I need some followers. Go follow me. I mean it. Go follow me, please. I'm also talking a little bit about Facebook monetization because I am monetized there. For now, people are getting dropped left and right. And I'll talk about that more in a monetization video, because I can be one to be dropped because I have too many links going out. But I have to promote my other stuff, right? So I'm going to take a chance. If I get dropped, I get dropped. My other things are more important to me. So now let's just get back to the end of this video. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you? My weight, I have not weighed myself for a very long time, and I have no intentions of weighing myself now because I'm working on inflammation. And if I do some kind of a test and I weigh and I gain, I'm gonna like, oh, I don't want to continue doing this. So I don't. I can tell by my clothes that there's times I have gained weight, there's times that I'm losing weight, and that's all I care about right now is just continuing to be the best carnivore I can. And I'm really at a place because I've had a couple of stressful years. It's still stressful, and I'm like on a mission to find a way to ease my stress, because you will never lose weight when you're stressed. The cortisol, all that shit, I'm going to talk about that more. You will not lose weight no matter what you do. You have to get rid of the stress. But I found that the stress was taking over everything good that I had been doing. So I decided I can't just try to lose the stress so I can get back to not eating tons of pork skins and sour cream. I have to start fixing and going back to pure carnivore, and that's going to help me with my stress. And once the stress is down a little bit, I can do better here. Once I do better here with carnivore, the stress should keep going down. I'll start fixing my cortisol. I'll start, healing my thyroid again. I don't have thyroid issues, but, it's across the board. Carnivores are like, the thyroid is like everything. So try to have good thyroid health, and there's a lot of the carnivore doctors out there who explain things that you can do, what you can eat, butter, stuff like that. So it's exciting to me. It's exciting to me to come to the end of my 10th year, all renewed with excitement about carnivore. And I really want to be able to help other people, but I am tough. I'm not one of these coaches that, oh, it's okay, you did okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just start again tomorrow. No, I'm never saying start again tomorrow. You start again right now, right now. If you're in the middle of biting a pizza, you put the pizza down, throw it away. I don't care what you do with it. Kelly says put it in the sink, put soap, so you can't even grab it out of the trash. I don't think she's ever said the trash part, but I have actually taken food out of the trash. Not like just unwrapped and stuff, but oh, what did you have in this box? I'm talking way before carnivore. I had a very bad food addiction. Okay, and eating disorders, all right? And I had never really talked about that. Would you guys like to hear about my eating disorders? Carnivore completely took my eating disorders away. I think if I had started carnivore early on, it would have been easy for me to quit drinking. It really would have. Because the food, the sugar, all that, it just makes you want the booze, and then the booze makes you want the sugary food. It's a vicious cycle, a vicious cycle. But I'm glad I found this almost 10 years ago, and Kelly doesn't know me, but I think maybe we had a conversation once in a group that we were both in. When I first started, she might have replied to me, I can't remember, but she saved my life, and I hope I can save someone else's. One person, that's all. All right, thank you so much for watching. I wanted this to be quick. I will be jumping in. Do go follow me on Facebook, because I'm doing a lot of this now there, and you'll get to learn more. And if you want to start now, come and say hi to me in the comments. If you're not ready, give somebody else the space. Let me read their comments first. Bye.